Today's golf tip is brought to you by Dr. DiStefano Hair Restoration Center. Check them out at drdistefano.com. All right, let's get to our golf tip. That is swing at it or swing through it.
Actually, there's two ways. A lot of the tips so far is a lot of setup I gave you, a little bit of the hinging, how the hands work. Now we're going to get into getting this baby going, right?
Okay, swinging the club.
Swinging it, yeah. So there's two ways actually you can do it. One, the simple version is you can, if I just did it with my left arm, it's kind of like my body's rotating and I'm letting centrifugal force throw this club down at the ball.
Right.
Feel that?
Yep.
So that's one way. You could just feel a little pressure point under your pit here, and you just feel the rotation of the body just sending it. But what it also does when you do that fast, it sends everything actually into the alignments that we were talking about previous.
Right.
And the other way you can do it, actually, you can do it just right hand thrusting. So that would look like I'm just basically hitting it with my right hand this direction. So that's a right hand hit there.
Yep.
This is a left hand swing with a little centrifugal force.
So you got this bag down here as a teaching aid, right? And you use that in your golf lessons at East Coast Golf, right?
Yep.
So, you know, why use something along this line as an aid? Is that just to get that feel of contact and a resistance, or what?
Yeah, measuring, understanding what impact is really the piece, actually. And the story with Ken Venturi, how he lost his game and he found his game, he started out with little shots, just kind of getting used to where his hands and everything needed to be at impact. And then he worked that into little shots, and that's kind of how I teach. I kind of bring you back from the little ones on through.
Okay.
The details are in there. But yeah, if I hit this, let's say right hand thrust, you can see there's the alignments I'm looking for. Right wrist bend, all the stuff I showed you before, club in line.
Right.
Now, people, if I show people this bag that have never hit it before,
right,
and they don't think about it, they will get in there like that.
Yep.
Every time. But for some reason now, the genetic deformity, right, that happens with most people. They get in there and they start doing this.
Darwin here?
They start flipping it this way.
The evolution of the golf swing?
Yeah, so they start flipping it this way, right?
To try and pick it.
But I'm telling you, if I put anyone on this bag that's never hit it, they get in there absolutely perfect and all the alignments are there. Club shaft in line, right wrist bent, right arm straight. So this brings me to impact, see? The follow through rather, I'm sorry. Impact will look a little different back here. But the two ways to to create the power of this swinging club is, number one, you feel it more with your left hand. It is a centrifugal force that's kind of spinning and turning your body's turning and really unleashing this club. And actually you can create a lot of power that way with that centrifugal force. I feel that when I hit my woods. That's kind of the one I go with when I hit my driver. My irons, I feel the opposite, which is now, you can see I'm bracing more against my left shoulder and just kind of thrusting out from there. So those are the two power sources.
Okay, so you're saying when you're looking at your power, if you're not getting enough power, you think you're just not getting enough distance, because power will transfer to distance, right?
Absolutely.
It
Trajectory.
should. It should, right?
Make the ball go up higher.
Make the ball come off the club correctly.
Yep.
As well. It's not ballooning up in the air, it's driving through or penetrating.
Yep.
Probably have a lower ball flight as well.
Which
with your irons?
No, not necessarily.
Not necessarily?
Not necessarily. No. The ball flight. I mean, trajectory is what you want. Most people come looking to me to get the ball in the air.
Up in the air.
Yeah, you're a unique case.
I can get the ball high
that hits
up in
it
the
very,
air.
very high.
Right.
So the power pack, with all the alignments and everything I showed, the grip, the setup, and all that. So now we're part of it's how the body pivots.
Right.
You see, I pivot back.
Yeah.
My body pivots on through. That rotation's part of the power package also.
Right.
That's how you create the centrifugal force of it, with the body spinning and the hitting. And you can see when I do that, it just throws my arms right out straight. Perfect. Perfect alignments. No genetic deformity.
No genetic deformity of the.
And then also you can get that same feeling with the right. And if I did it with my right, they won't look any different. It's just that one I use this to power it, and the other one I use more body rotation.
So would you recommend the average golfer going out? Okay, I'm not going to spend money on this.
You should.
But they should.
Yeah, right.
But the average golfer, would you recommend? Okay, take 20 swings a day with your right hand or your left hand, either hand, 20 swings a day. trying to hit the bag, trying to get that feel, trying to get that contact, and then with two hands.
Yeah.
And if you do that for a week, you probably might make better contact.
Absolutely.
Might make better power.
The more you drill in whatever motion you're trying to drill in.
And you can do this in front of your TV.
Exactly. Yeah.
Watching us, you can
fill it up with
that.
Fill it up with old clothes. It's they're not expensive bags. They're actually great. And everyone I show this to runs up and goes and buys one. So, because they see, when you hit this thing, and it just happens because I think maybe there's resistance. I've yet to see anyone, even beginners, do this when they go to hit that bag.
Okay.
You know, so that's part of it. But so today's tip mostly was on creating power,
how to get there,
force, how to get this, what motion, what triggers this club head to get going.
And that's what they need to figure out is that when you play, because most people, you have about 2 minutes, but most people when they put that ball down on the ground, that becomes their target. And when you do a drill like this, you're taking that target away. That becomes your target. In other words, and then the swing changes.
Right.
And if you were to say to somebody, okay, the ball's not. I've heard this before, and it might be right, might be wrong. I don't know. Is the swing the target, or is the ball the target?
The ball, okay. The club head's target.
Right.
Okay, where you want the ball to go, that's the ball's target. That's where the ball's going.
Right.
But you're trying to hit the ball with the club head.
Right.
So the target is the ball.
Yeah.
Your job is to send the club to the ball.
Right.
And usually the straighter the line it is, the better.
Right.
Instead
okay.
of,
instead of over top and everything else,
so if
and
it comes
casting the
back
ball
and goes right back down to the
like
ball.
that. Right.
That's the trick. Right. That's what you're trying to do. That's all the motion I'm teaching.
Before we go to break, there's one other thing, and maybe we might do this in another segment as well, would be that when you're swinging the club and you're going back, right?
Yep.
And you take the club away.
Right.
The distance that you should be swinging the club back to is going to be shorter than your takeaway. Is that right?
Say that again. So
if I swing the club back here, right, my distance that I'm going to be swinging the club through is going to be shorter. It's not going to be as long as you don't want your backswing and your front follow through to be the same.
Inside a different path.
Yes.
Yeah,
right?
a little bit, very, very slightly.
Very slightly.
Most people think it's more.
Okay.
I mean, somebody like Freddie Couples who goes way out and in, you'd see a big difference in his. But most people, the best way to do it, Steve, straight up, straight back.
Straight up, straight back through, and that's the way we're going to do it here. So, all right, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about how to speed up the game of golf. If you've ever been out there and you played a 6-hour round, you're ready to strangle the group in front of you, but that may not be the problem. It might be somebody else. We're going to talk about that and a couple more things here on the Wicked Good Golf Show. We'll be right back right after this.
Think I better take a mulligan, yeah, think I better take a mulligan. I put my ball in the pond again.